So I took a little break from the gingerbread, vintage gingerbread journal I'm working on because I haven't had power for most of the week and I have not been able to print some of the prints that I need to finish. But I'm so close. The cover, I'm figuring that out. It's going to be great. So in the meantime, I thought I would start working on these little mini journals that I wanted to do. Now I've done these before and I did it with Amanda Charlesworth. Her steampunk, or no, her compendium, vintage compendium, and I did a few steampunk ones too. But this is from Rachel at Journals Reimagined, so you can find her on YouTube at that location, and also on Ko-fi at Journals Reimagined. Or that could be iStamp too, because she is on Facebook as well, so go on over there and join her group. I don't remember if this was a freebie. She gives awesome freebies, and this could have been a freebie or it could have been in her subscription club. So I only subscribe to two. I subscribe to Create with Scrimping Mommy, and I subscribe to Journals Reimagined in their Ko-fi shop. So they're always giving you awesome things in there. Okay, so she gave this, and I actually it was a full sheet, but I wanted to put it on 2, so I just put 2 to a sheet, and then that's how, and 5 by 7, and then that's how you get these little journal things to make journals with. So I started digging through my stash, and I thought, okay, I'm going to use this paper, but I don't, it was just too coffee dyed for me for this particular one. So I went and took another look at what I had, and I had this, and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. So I thought in this one I might put some music paper in between it, and then one of each of this color paper. So that will give me 6 total. And then what I would do with, what I'm planning on doing is putting a few pockets in, and then I don't know, I might put some inspirational quotes in there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but with some of the ephemera, we have some of this. Where's my ladies? And then these came in it as well. So I'll put some of those in for journaling. But anyway, that's the idea. And first thing I need to do, I'll do one on camera. I've done this before, but the first thing I need to do is cut down my signatures for each booklet. Now I can get 2 signatures out of this. So I have 6 of these all together. So I only need 3 of these all together, because I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sure you got that. So first, what I want to do is I'm going to trim this way for what I want I guess there would be the width of my signature, and then the length. So this measures 3.5, so I want to go just below that, so maybe 3, and what would that be, 3/8. Here's the issue I'm gonna have unless I cut this way first, because of the way I want it. Yeah, I might have to do my cut this way first. So I'm just really gonna do half of the paper in half, because I want to, let's see what I want to do here. Let me turn my mat around so I can see it. Now I have 2 different mats. I've mentioned this before, but I like to use this one for cutting, just so I don't mess up my pretty one for filming. It was really the reason. So I think what I'll do is I'll trim these edges off first, at least that side, and then that will get me closer to where I want to be. So this is how I do it, and I'm just going to come this way just a little bit, because that way I'm going to catch all of them. And like I said, I think using a sharp blade, which I don't know how sharp this one is the trick, but this is just a starting point. Okay, so there's a nice edge on that one. And then this is going to be, I believe it's 5 inches this way. So yep, 5 inches. That can be flush. That doesn't matter. It's this way. This way, you have to kind of do some different measurements if you don't want it sticking out, you know, hanging outside of the book. So I'm just gonna go on this side of the line, and then I'll know I'll be fine that way. And make my cut. Okay, now I know it's good. This is sort of a long way around of how I would normally do it, but it's kind of the way I have to do it at this point. So let's see, 3, I'm going to move this just a little bit, and this is going to be, what did I say, not quite 3.5. So we're just going to move it just kind of the side of the half line, because I don't really have 3/8 on this mat. It's gonna be fine. No matter how it comes out, it'll be fine. Okay, and then there's my first little signature, and this one is actually gonna go inside here, and then it'll go in the book, and then I will decorate it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of those, and then we'll come back when I get ready to decorate. All right, I am back with the little mini journals. I have completed one. So today is Thursday, January 18th. So I did get my power back by Monday morning, but I just couldn't get back to the project. So this is the end of it, though. I'm going to get this all wrapped up, and then I will be posting it today. So you will see it today. So here is what I did. Isn't it cute? A super cute little journal. So I have several more to finish off, but I wanted to just show you the basics. So I took a piece of elastic, and then I just threw it in some coffee because I didn't like the stark white of it. So I just threw it in some coffee. And stained that up. And then when I started to do them, I was like, you know, I really want to make these some little scripture, little mini pocket, inspirational, you know, pocket devotions, I guess, is, you know, what you would call it. And then I'm just gonna lay these around or give these away. But they're just so fun to make, and I just can't stop making them. Anyway, so I took my little notebooks, and then I went through, and as you can see, I added some of the tags that came with the kit. And then I started to go through all my little stashes. So I have a lot of little stashes that have either scripture or inspirational quotes, and we'll get to those. I'll tell you if I can remember where I found most of them. And then I just started to make little tuck spots and add some embellishments. And so I made them very simple, just to be able to keep them all basically the same, because I want to be able to just whip these out really quick. And so they all sort of have the same design. And I just put little memory verse cards. Not really, I don't really remember where that one came from. Some of them are freebies that I found, or that, you know, I'm in different groups, so they give you freebies. And then I just put little pieces of paper for journaling. And yeah, I just think they're so cute. I love them. Okay, and then of course I just did my band, and you can always add a little bit more to your closure band. You could add beads and stuff. I just don't have a lot in beads, and I did not have any that just kind of fit that cording, so I just left it. Yeah, real fun. Okay, so I have the rest of these to do, and they're all done with the pockets, and I started to fill some of them, but each one of these already has all of the pockets with the what coordinated on the outside, which you really don't know. Like this one you can tell because it has the lines. So yeah, all ready to go. See, this one I got almost done. But I wanted to show you a couple things to addition to that. So I had to cut down a couple of the papers. Well, not a couple. I had to cut down these little journaling papers because they were just a little bit too wide. And just a trick that I do, if you go back, I think about 5 days ago or so, I posted how I coffee dye in the morning using my coffee filter. But what happens when you coffee dye it and that you cut that end off, then you have to go back and ink these. And I really like how the darkness of the ends, you know, come when the coffee pools to the end. So because I knew I was going to need a lot of these and I knew what size, I cut them all down and then I coffee dyed them. So then I won't have to go back and re-ink the edges. So they're all just ready to go. I don't always do that, but if I know there's a particular project I'm working on, then I will do that. So I just wanted to show you that. And then, like I said, these were freebies. I don't remember where these came from. Yeah, I don't remember that, but this one has the yeah, so this one came from My Porch Prints. And so what I did was, you see this is how this actually came. So what you do is when you go into your pictures, you would click on the two pictures that you want. And sometimes you have to move them side by side if you don't do another little technique, which maybe I'll try to explain that later. But you would put them side by side, and then when you right click to print and it comes up, it'll have a full sheet 4x6, 5x7. And I just did these 5x7. So that way I was able to shrink them down. These were a little bit too big for the little things I wanted to put on some of the blank sheets. I just wanted to put a little something there. So I did do that. I do that quite often. That's actually how I did these. This was a full sheet. Same thing. I right clicked, got the ones I wanted, right clicked, and then just clicked, hit 5x7, then it will put 2 to a page. Not 2 of the same one, but one of each of, you know, as the ones you clicked on. That's how I do the little mini journals. This was also from My Porch Prints. And they have some beautiful, you know, scriptures and sayings. Again, My Porch Prints. And then I don't remember where I got these. It's not on the, it could be either Carolyn's Musings or My Porch Prints. But anyway, you can go check them out. Just, if you go do a search on Etsy for scripture, you know, digitals or anything like that, you're probably, these are probably going to be your first ones that come up because they're quite popular. My Porch Prints is quite popular. So a lot of times I just cut them up and put them in my little containers, and then I can just get them out very quickly. All right, so another thing I wanted to show you was my spine. And then we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to do this on each of the books. I really liked how that came out. And what I did was I went and printed a color that I like, and I do this quite often for my spines, and I just know that 2 inches this way works really well. It could be, you could make it wider, but I just know that by the time you wrap it around the book, 2-inch width is really good, and then you just adjust your height to whatever you want to put that on. So what I do is I just do a whole bunch of these and get them ready. And sometimes I just do extra, because what I will do at the end of this is I'll put everything in this bag, And I'll put all my little elements, and I'll put directions of how I chopped out, which I'll show you that too, how I got my pockets and everything from one 5x7 sheet. And then it'll all go in this bag, and then I'll mark it, and then I can just go back to it anytime I want and do some more. So let me get this in here. And when I do the 2-inch, I have learned to do my scoring first before I do my border punch, because it's really hard to get that to line up if you don't. So I'm scoring it at 1. It's 2-inch, and I'm scoring it at 1. And then of course different border punches are going to give you different basically punches into the paper. So you might want, if you have one that goes way deep, you might want to make this 2.5 inch or 3 inch, and then find your center and do your score. So I don't fold it or anything at this point, and I'm using the Fisker, and I have mine marked with a little pen mark, because that is actually right where that starts when you start to punch it. And then I don't have any fussy little ends that I have to deal with. So I basically just go through and punch each side. I think mine's getting worn out. I use it a lot, and yeah, I think I'm wearing it out because it's getting a little bit tough. Now, I don't know about if you have one. I did use paper, just regular copy paper on this first one, because I just had some in my stash, and it just jammed my machine up. It jammed it all up, and I had to tear it apart, and these actually do come apart, and then put it back together, and then it jammed again. I'm like, okay, we're done. Go to cardstock, because as you can see, I'm not having a problem with the cardstock. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Now, now is the time. Then you're gonna wanna fold it in half. Ooh, that paper, I might have scored too hard. That was probably, oh no, I'm doing it the wrong way, that's why. It's like, wow, that edge didn't look good. Okay, that's much better. Then I took my ink, and I took my little facial brush. I got this at the Dollar Tree a couple years ago. I don't use it a whole lot, so it's lasted. It still works fine. And then I just started to come in, and the trick to this is you don't start right on it, you start off, because I just wanted to kind of fill in the little indents and kind of get them to look nice. And then when I was done, I would just take my sponge and make that a little bit more indented, or whatever, more dark, I guess, more dark. And then you got this. So I have several of them ready to go. I'll go in and I will get them all done, and I may do a bunch of them, even though I have more than the books that I have, but I'll put them in my stash. Boom, it'll be ready to go in my little bag if I ever want to pull that out again and make more. So then I just take my glue. Now, you can use a glue stick. I have used a glue stick in the past, and I didn't care for it because it doesn't seem to hold these. And art glitter glue, I think, does just fine. So I'm just going to put that down the center real well. Oh, my glue's getting gunky. Okay. And then I just kind of do this. Just try to get my edges so that those all stick down. I'm not too particular about it. It all works, because if it comes up at all, I can always add a little bit of glue under there. And plus the glue stick, when you're running it across those, you know, areas, it kind of tears your glue stick up and kind of gets gummy glue everywhere. I don't care that it tears the glue stick up, but I care that there's gummy glue everywhere. And then it fits right on there. I'm not gonna use that one again. And then I just take my bone folder and just kind of smush that down. And there we go. And then I just do an assembly, and yeah, I should have these done in a couple days. But I have to switch gears again because now I want to finish up my vintage gingerbread journal that I'm working on now that I was able to print out what I needed. So I hope you found that fun, and I hope you go make yourself some little mini journals, even if you want to just make them with just paper and inspirational quotes. But yeah, these would be fun just to give away to friends or a passerby that, you know, you just felt inspired, like they just need a little of the Lord's word today. All right, well, enjoy everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.